All right, good morning, everyone on YouTube. Hopefully you can hear me now. What do you guys have on your end? In the meantime, while you do that, while you send me what you have on your end, we're going to check over here on what we have in our NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers. So eBay we have already. We know eBay's up 11%, 2.2 million shares traded so far, so that's good. Next, we have a ETF here. I don't trade ETFs. NVCN. Again, it's up 47%, but this stock is usually trades under $1, and I try to avoid things that are under $1, so I'm gonna stay away from this one. AUPH, not the best pre-market action. What's the news on this? The volume is 70,000 shares traded so far, but the pre-market action doesn't look great. You can see the volume is most of it in this candle here, so it doesn't have a good pre-market action at the moment. Look at the 1-minute chart as well. Again, just no volume. So this 670,000 shares that we're receiving, again, it just seems to be block trades. So if you have several block trades, you're not going to create this nice flow in volume in pre-market action. So I'm going to skip that one. Next, we have MDWD. What do we have here? So at the moment, 538,000 shares traded so far. It is up 18.7. We do not. I do not have shares for sure, but let's check with the MDWD. What is the? All right, so it is a lower float. Again, when it does get the volume, it does run. So it is up big time today. It has lost most of it. It went up to 650, now back down to 516. So we can put this down here as a possible low float for the day. Again, it's not too low float, but it is under 25, or at 25. Usually anything below 40, I want to be careful with. Because that stuff can move on you, and especially the lower price, because you got to watch your size and manage your risk. So we'll put it down here. Another ETF over here. Again, ETFs are tradable, but I don't trade them. We already know HMNY is a stock that's not tradable, so we'll skip that one. Another ETF over here, BPFH. What's the deal with? I don't have no information on the 1-minute chart. So BPFH, is this a foreign stock? BPFH. All right, so BPFH has the volume 336,000 shares traded so far. It is up. Actually, I can't tell if it's up right now. It looks up on the price action, but again, just no information on the change at the moment. So I'm going to skip this one. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Let's move on to AMD. AMD's here on the NASDAQ active. Our buddy AMD. All right, let's throw this on here. So AMD, not a great pre-market action. Has the volume 317,000 shares traded so far. Let's see if we get a better pre-market action on AMD. We have tons of levels already here. The daily chart lately has not been good. So you can see this has been very choppy. No direction basically. So we'll see if it gets better in the pre-market action. We'll keep it on there for now. All right, NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, excuse me. So here we have staff we have traded in the past, and it's known to run when it gets to the volume. So I believe it is a lower float. Yeah, 3.5 million shares. So it is a lower float. Right now it is gapping up 52%, 256,000 shares traded so far. So the volume is there. Let's put staff down here just in case it continues to have a great volume as the morning develops. All right, next we have BPTH. We saw that one already. I didn't like the way that one looked. Next we have, so you can see here, it just doesn't look great, so we'll skip that one. No volume. Mark, no volume on Mark, only 9,000 shares traded. We need more than that. XTBL, nothing happening here, no volume. MDWD, we have this down here already. Again, it's gapping up 20%. Has the volume 553,000 shares traded so far. So it's gapped up. It lost most of it now. Lost some of it. It looks like it's trying to hold this level and bounce back. So let's see how that turns out. KTOV we played last week, I believe. 195,000 shares traded so far. Not a good pre-market action. It does have the volume. It is gapping up 12.8. But again, just not a good pre-market action at the moment. As you can see, let me remove all these levels here. So you can see we played it on this day here. It really ran up, and the following day, just kind of sold everything off. So it's trying to do another bounce here. It was in play on this day for sure. Not sure what it's trying to do today, but again, just the volume needs to get better. This is not a good pre-market action, so I'm gonna skip this one for now. If it starts showing up in our scanners and our trade idea scanners, then we'll take a look at it. Next we have eBay. We have already. Next we have TGTX. TGTX, no volume, only 56,000 shares traded. We have CBAT, horrible pre-market action, no volume. AQXP, horrible pre-market action, no volume. And we'll do one more, RYAAY, nothing good here. All right, so let's see what you guys got on your end. Let's start over here. Let's see what's going on. All right, so we have NBCN. Let's check that out. NVCN up 40%, 870,000 shares traded so far. How come this is not showing? Oh, it is showing here. All right, so NVCN, it is showing here. All right, so it definitely has the volume, 871,000 shares. What is the float on this NVCN? Yeah, it's a lower float, 4 million shares. Yeah, we could definitely watch this. We could put this on our watch. Let's see if it continues to maintain this volume, and if it holds here, maybe it could become a good fallen angel. I don't like that it's so close to the dollar mark and trading under $1. I like things to trade above that, and it's just my preference. Usually anything under $3, I want to be very careful with, but we'll put it on here for now. It is a lower flow, guys, so you have to be really, really careful, and it's got to provide you a good a break opportunity with a lot of volume. So let's see if it maintains this volume. If it continues to sell off, then it just becomes something that's not in play. But again, once it goes under $1, I tend not to want to trade that. All right, so MDWD, we have it here. This one looks actually better. So if I'm going to watch a low flow, this is the one. Has great volume, has a good pre-market action here. As you can see, is holding, trying to bounce back now. So this looks a lot better. And I do like stocks that are more in that $5 range if they're low flow. So what we have next, CBAT. Yeah, we looked at CBAT. I didn't like CBAT. Let's go back to it. Where is it? Yeah, just not a great pre-market action and doesn't have no volume. KTOB. Yeah, this one the same thing. Just not a good pre-market action. Has a volume about 195,000 shares traded. But look how the volume is being developed, right? You have one candle here, one here, a few here. You don't have a steady, nice flow of this. So you want to avoid trading that. This is not a great pre-market action. This was causing all these gaps here, right? Opposed to having several candles here with a steady volume, which is going to create a nice flow in pre-market action. Kind of what MDWD is doing. So you see this volume here. So this constant volume is creating this nice flow, and that's what you want to see. All right, so let's go over here. SQ for short. You're going in already pre-market. All right. Yeah, SQ right now again, but this is normal of SQ. It doesn't have the volume. It looks very choppy right now, as you can see, guys. This does not look great at the moment. SQ does get the volume. It will be in play today, as always, like an AMD and an MU. But you just got to be careful because it can be very choppy. So at the open, I'm not going to watch this. Several reasons why. Just a choppy pre-market action, and also doesn't have the volume. Only 115,000 shares traded so far. CGC. All right, let's look at CGC. So we'll take out SQ from here, and let's check out CGC. Right, CGC is another one that has been on a tear as well as Crown. Look at this here. The last several days has been taken off. It bottomed out here. Kind of did like a little double bottom or like a head and shoulders. You can't quite see it. It's not as clear. But again, just build this level here, and then just kind of squeeze. Moving averages came in, and it just took off. So at the moment, doesn't have a great volume, only 76,000 shares traded so far. It is only down 0.6%. Now, CGC has been on a tear, so it could be in play later on today. But at the open, I'm not going to watch this one just yet, okay? I want to see a lot more volume, more than 100,000 shares traded at the moment with a good pre-market action. This is not a great pre-market action yet. It's only 8:50 Eastern time. It could get better later on today. All right, so AUPH, let's look at that. I think we saw this one. Yeah, AUPH, again, just it has a weird pre-market action. I'm not sure about these candles over here. I'm on the fence on AUPH, so we'll throw it on here. I'm on the fence on it. It does have great volume, but again, it's just all the volume is sitting on this chart over here, relative to 720,000 shares traded so far. So I'm on the fence on that one. We'll throw it here for now, and then we can come back to it. All right, let's see what our friends in YouTube have for us to look at. CGC we looked at, so let's look at Tesla. Somebody's mentioning Tesla. Let's see what Tesla is up to. All right, Tesla. Again, Tesla doesn't have great volume. Not a good pre-market action on Tesla. Is up over 1%. Sold off hard the last trading days. You can see here it was definitely in play. This was a huge sell-off. So now it's bouncing back a bit. I guarantee this probably will be in play later on today. You know, we can bounce back and recover some of this, or you know, if it tries to break this level of 300, that's also a possibility. But at the open, I'm not going to watch it because it doesn't have a great pre-market action. So for the open myself, I'm not going to watch this stock. But put it on a side list for a possible mid-morning play or a trend play later on in the day. All right, so we have staff. Yep, I have staff on here. We'll take a look at it again in a second when we start finding some levels. All right, excellent. So let's get to it. Let's go through this list again, find some levels. APHA, let's look at that one. APHA. Yeah, APHA, 290,000 shares traded so far. It is up 7%. We traded this in the past. I recall doing that. It is a mid flow, so it's not a low flow. That's good. Volume is great. Volume is great, but the pre-market action doesn't look great. Pre-market action at the moment does not look great. I'll keep it on here for now. We'll come back to it. But right now the pre-market action just doesn't look too good at the moment. All right, so let's start from the top again. So here's what we have. We have before we jump on there, let's see. We have a MO hopping into our gapper scanners over here. So let's look at MO and see what's going on with that one, and then we'll go through these stocks and find some levels. MO, 187,000 shares traded so far. Like the fact that it's losing it here, right? It's coming back down to these levels. It can break from this and it can really run. So I do like that, but the pre-market action is not the best right now. Yeah, pre-market action is not great. Basically, what's causing all the volume is this one candle here, right? Other than that, there's really no volume, right? So this kind of candle here is 130,000 shares, and that's what caused this to pop up into our gapper scanners. So I'm gonna skip that one. All right, so let's see what else we have. All right, so let's start from the top here. So eBay from our gappers list. eBay again looking really strong right now, up almost 11%. So it's gapping up here, 2.8 million shares traded so far. So let's find some levels for eBay. It will definitely be in play today. High of pre-market at the moment is at 35.19, so we'll mark that. What's above that? 35.19 seems to be a big important level. As you can see here, right? You have this. You have several bounces from this level right here, not quite here, but these two definitely couldn't break this level, and it's just dropped from there. So if it can break through that, it can definitely run. And do we have a gap to close here? We do kind of have a gap here. Yeah, so we do have a gap, but it's right there. So I'm gonna mark it anyways. It's at 35.72. Then we have another one over here at 36.82. So possible gaps if it wants to break that 35.19, 35.25 level, it can run up those levels. Towards the bottom, let's see what we have towards the downside. We have this one right over here at a 32.34. All right, so you can come back down and test that before it runs up. And then also another one right over here at 33.16. So then below that, if we go back down, it's just the previous day close. But again, it's looking very strong today, up almost 11.5%. Is building this kind of bear flag here, bull flag, I'm sorry, on the 5-minute chart. So let's see if it holds this level, if it comes back to test this 35.25. So eBay looks good. I like the volume coming in. TAC, no volume. Again, it has 300,000 shares traded, but it looks like everything is just on this candle here, on a possible block trade or something. So we'll get rid of this. Kron was strong the last several days, 131,000 shares traded so far, but the pre-market action is not looking good. It's just kind of going sideways here. You have some spikes of volume here, this one and this one, but not really a good steady flow of volume. So, and that's what's going to create a nice pre-market action. So I'm gonna give it a cron. Let's look at PDD. PDD's down 4.3, 222,000 shares traded so far, but not a great pre-market action. It started off nice, right? You had this nice flow here, but then it's kind of getting choppy all over the place. Spurts of volume, not really steady. So I'm gonna get rid of PDD. We'll get rid of this. All right, here we go. All right, ARNC. ARNC is made a new low here today, and now is kind of bouncing back from it. Now this stock barely moves, right? You can see that you could barely move, but it is $15, so you could manage your shares. You know, maybe take a little more and manage your risk better, but you got to be really careful, right? Not to overextend yourself when you're taking shares here. But it is the volume. It is 4.3. The news is negative on some possible termination of a sale of a company. So if you look at Benzinga, you can see that information on there. Let's mark the low of pre-market at 14.84. We also have this possible level here towards the upside at 15.65. Another one here at 16.62. And if we really start to run up, we can also mark 18.04. Let's see if we lose that 14.84. Let's see what was the last time we were down there. Let's go back over here. Is that the all-time low? I think it might be. Oops. Oh no, here we go. All right, so we really got to go back. Again, I don't know how relevant this level is going to be back from 2009, but either way, we're going to mark it. Here's the low of all time. Looks like at 11.30, and then we have possible level here 12.98. So some good levels. If we break that 14.84 level, we can run. Now we haven't been down here in a while, so don't be short biased. This can actually test that 14.83 level again and start bouncing back and recovering some of these losses. Sometimes news, negative news, you know, people overreact on it. Somebody might come in here and say, hey, that 15.30 looks like a great price for 3 months later. They'll load the board on you. They could get squeezed. So don't be short biased, but I do like the volume. I like that it's down 25%. So we'll definitely watch ARNC. AMD's pre-market action is not looking great, so I'm going to get rid of AMD. It's not looking good at the moment, so we'll get rid of this one. NVCN. NVCN. You know, I just don't like anything close to that $1 range, so I'm gonna just get rid of this one. I just don't like the fact the way this is trading. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Again, it has the volume. It is up 33%, but for my style of trading, anything close to a buck or under a buck, I just try to get rid of it. All right, so that's what I have. Only two really good ones. So I'm gonna have to start looking at some other stuff that can. Oh, we have HA. We have some more popping up in our gappers list. HAL. All right, it's just started popping up. Volume is building. It's only 106,000 shares traded. It is down 3.3%. So we'll keep it on here. Any news breakout on HAL that is down 3%. Also, let me look at another one is JNJ. JNJ is also hopping up over here, down 2.3%. 114,000 shares traded so far. Daily chart doesn't look great. Daily chart has been going sideways the last several days, but I do like that it's down 2.3 again. It came all the way up here above previous day close, and now it's losing it. So that could be a potential, but it's got to get more volume. Right now, the volume is only 114,000 shares traded so far. It's got to get more volume on here. Let's mark some levels just in case. I have 121.28. I have another one on here at 125.47. And then above that, you have the several previous day highs and lows hanging out right in this area here, and here. And then above that, you have the previous day close and the previous day high. So plenty of levels, but it's looking very weak right now. So let's see if it gets the volume, continue to sell off here. What else we have on our gappers list? I think that's it for now. So, all right, so eBay's, again, popping up here is looking great. How is earning release? So Jim, they had a bad earning release on HAL. All right, so that's causing this drop here. All right, so let's see if the volume continues to build. Again, it's building good pre-market action, but the volume is not there yet. So let's see if that develops. All right, anything else you guys are watching on your end that I might have not gone over? Let's look at our regulars, MU, see if anything's happening with these guys. MU, no volume, not a great pre-market action. Let's look at Apple. Apple is kind of moving with the market, looks like, right? Down 0.6, 226,000 shares traded so far. Actually, no, I think the market is up at this moment. Yeah, Apple doesn't have a good pre-market action right now, so I wouldn't watch Apple. I wouldn't watch Apple at the open, but it could turn better later on. All right, let's look at these risky and lower flow stocks. So MDWD has the volume, it has to hold. It's kind of selling off right now, but let's find some levels. So the higher pre-market at the moment is at 650. So it went as high as 650, and then it's just has been continuing to lose it all the way down. It looks like it's going to come back down to the low of the pre-market at a 480. So I'm going to mark those levels down. You have a level of consolidation here, which could be a possible target if it goes above that at 557. You can see it's a very clear support for the last several days within this range here. Above that, you have the 648. If we decide to climb higher, we can possibly get 677. But again, it's looking very weak. The fact that it's already lost almost half of what it has gained doesn't look good here. So we'll see. Low 482. Let's see if it holds that. Again, the volume was great. It's there. It just needs to maintain some support here. All right. So staff 329,000 shares traded so far. High of the pre-market 340. Low, we're down to 243. We also have the spike over here. I'm going to mark this one down at 256. Let's go back and find some levels. Look at that 340. That 340 seems to be a very strong level. It's tested it several times here, once and twice, and then it drops from there. So if it can crack that 340, it can possibly run. So we have another level here, another spike around 360.69. A clear one over here at a 5, and then another one up here at 460.64. So we got some good clean levels. Let's see what it does here. Again, it's just kind of moving sideways at the moment. So let's see, it's kind of holding this $3 support. We'll mark $3 here. Maybe it's kind of holding this $3 here. And if it breaks that 340, then it can actually run. So let's see what it does. NVCN, I'm going to get rid of. I'm not going to watch this one. I'll get rid of this one. AUPH, let's see if it's getting better. Yeah, this pre-market is not looking great. Again, we got all this volume, but where is the volume? Like, it's not creating a really good pre-market action. So I'm not going to watch this one. APHA is not a great pre-market action. Volume 331,000 shares traded so far. But if it can hold here and get the volume, it can become a good pre-market action. Daily chart doesn't look great neither. This is not a great daily chart. I'm not gonna watch this one. I'm just gonna watch. I'll watch staff. If staff can hold this $3 mark and maybe go up to test the high of the day and crack that 340, we could be in business. And MDWD, it has the volume, but it's just been selling off. So let's see if it starts to hold here and start to push up above this 557. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have PCG. Let's look at PCG. Yeah, PCG has been a stock that we've traded quite often, but today the pre-market action, it's very choppy. And PCG could tend to open up very choppy, so you want to be careful with PCG if you're going to watch this stock. But again, it's just a stock that it's been all over the place with the news and everything with what's going on and possible bankruptcy. So yeah, I'm not going to watch this one right now. We'll look out for that in our scanners. Turbo breakdown on the trade idea, see if that pops up there. All right, guys, so this is my watch list at the moment. I'll go through it one more time, and then Andrew will not be trading today, but I will be trading live with Brian. So when Brian comes on, we'll go over his watch. Let's see what he has on his end, and then we'll pick out the best stocks to watch today. So eBay definitely in play, looks good. Kind of holding right now, up 12.2%. Tons of volume, 3.8 million shares traded. ARNC. Look at this, ARNC bouncing back here. So you just got, again, don't be short bias on this. Be very careful at the open. This can sell off again and go up. So it's kind of doing a nice little bounce here back above this 1565 level we had. And now let's see if it gets to that 1662. So AR and C looks great. Tons of volume. Okay, HAL. Well, look at this here. So again, it's got to get better volume. I'm going to keep it on here, see if it continues to develop a great pre-market action. But at the moment, it's not the best. Not the best, but let's find some levels actually. We got tons of levels already. We got the previous day close, this dotted black line, previous day high, close to what the pre-market high is. It went as low as 29.50 and now bouncing back. So see if it creates a better pre-market action. Previous day high, previous day low over here, previous day low here as well. So we're kind of within these levels now. Just got to make a decision on what it wants to do next. So if it breaks the low of the pre-market, we can drop down to this level here at a 28.18. So I'm finding this based on this day here and this day bouncing from that. And then we can also mark this extreme. I don't think we'll get all the way down here. So we'll see. If it decides to go up and go red to green, okay, red to green is, right now we're down 2.2. This can come up and be up 2.2 or so. We have another spike over here at 33.09. Could be a possible profit target. All right, so let's see if it starts building up the volume. Right now the pre-market action looks okay. Does need more volume. J&J at the moment is starting to get the volume, but not a great pre-market action. Let's find some. We have some levels already for J&J. So previous day high and lows, as we discussed, 125 towards the bottom and 121.28 all the way down here. Apple, I am not watching Apple at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I have 4 so far that I'm watching. The MDWD also in play again, just continues to lose it. So it looks like it wants to come back down to 480.82. And then staff, if it holds this $3 here, it can be a good fallen angel for a play later. Cron, let's look at Cron. Let's see if Cron is doing anything. Yeah, Cron, you know what? Cron could be good. Cron could be good. It has been in a tear. If it holds this level here, if it takes off, Cron could be a good one. Let's put it on here. Has been really strong the last several days. It just broke this $15 mark. I mean, it took several shots at that on Friday to break through. That finally did. Went up to 1770s pre-market action. So you know what, Cron, we'll watch Cron. Let's see if it continue with that type of momentum. So you can see here, look at this, just kind of been on a tear. So high of the pre-market right now, 1570. Let's mark that. And I believe that's the all-time high. I believe that is the all-time high on Cron. Yeah, that's the all-time high. So yeah, we'll watch Cron. Let's see if the volume is actually building. 150,000 shares traded so far. Let's see if we want to test that all-time high again. All right, we have somebody else giving us Jivo. Let's see what Jivo is doing. All right, so Jibo, not that much volume right now. Again, you have this one candle with all the volume here. This one here with 109,000 shares traded. Again, it could get better as the time goes, so I'm not sure about this one right now. We'll check it again around 9:15, 9:20. See if it has developed anything. It'll definitely pop up in our scanners if it's going to be in play today. All right, excellent. All right, good job. You're starting your simulator for 3 months. Excellent. Good luck. Trade small. Trade as if you were going to trade your real account. So trade small. That's important. So good luck to you. Let us know how it goes. All right, I think that's all we have, guys. Everyone, thank you for joining us on YouTube. We appreciate you guys joining us this early in the morning. We'll do it again tomorrow. If you have any questions, type them on here. We got several moderators monitoring the chat room. So if you have any questions, type it on there, and they can help you out.
I'm good. I'm good, everybody. How are things going this morning? We've got a lot of red on the screen here. Crone is up a little bit. So you're looking at ARNC. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. What was the news on it? Because it kind of did a really, it actually sold off pretty hard into December 24th. Really made a nice comeback, almost right back to even, and now it's and now it's tanking again. Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah, that'll be be interesting. We'll watch that. Oil is down a bit, so a lot of the oil stocks started to get down a little bit. No, I was just looking through stuff too here. Crone, it was actually strong in the Canadian market yesterday. Yeah, Canadian market was open yesterday for people that don't necessarily watch the Canadian market, but and I wasn't really trading it. I was just kind of more checking it out. Seeing what was moving.